Hi guys, Chatty Cathy here. Welcome to Wednesday again. Wednesday's podcast about anti-aging and pre-prevention, right? A lot of them are about nutrition. There's over 20 podcasts now. How many of them have you watched? I know some of them are long, but there's a lot of information. Like I said, you don't have to watch them all at the same time. Just make sure that you take notes and you can always rewind them, okay? Another thing that I have to remind you guys that I'm not trying to cure any of your diseases. I'm not trying to mitigate anything that is going wrong with your body at this time. All I'm doing is giving you a chance and a choice to learn the things that I'm learning now, all for my anti-aging. These are the things that I do for me, the things that I do for my body too, so I don't get old, right? I'm starting at 55, but I actually stopped aging around 30. That's what I'm telling everybody. So please comment below. Remember, love, like, subscribe, and share so we can get to so many more people. And our new saying is love, learn, and take control. Absolutely. And hopefully I'm helping you guys. Actually, no, I know I'm helping you guys. I know because I'm actually getting healthier. I feel better doing the things that I'm talking about every week. So last time we talked about water, last week, our fluids. What you think about that? As I'm learning all these new different approaches after 35 years of studying the human body and emergency medicine, these things, like I said, I didn't even know for the sake of my own health, for my own wellness. So I'm thanking you for making me get on these podcasts. I thank the universe. I thank God. I thank everybody who's involved, and they're showing up to me about showing up to me at the perfect time to actually kind of show me, oh, this is what I need to talk about next. This is what I need to study next. And let me tell you, I am studying hard. I am reading many, many books and putting all these together for we can all be healthy. That's going to be so awesome. So in the fluid podcast, I apologize. After learning what I've learned, I should have done this the first podcast, not before sugar, before protein, before dairy. That's how important water is. That how important our vital nutrient is. This is our most important nutrient, okay? And so I apologize profusely, but we're learning new things every single day, okay? And I'm so sorry, and I hug you guys. So just please watch this one and then watch everything else again. I'm just kidding. But definitely the fluids, I'm so sorry that it should have been one of the very, very first things. That's how important it is. So these are things that you shouldn't drink all the time, maybe never, and some of them definitely only at specific times. Remember, this is your choice. And you still have to get your 6 to 8 to 10 glasses of good water in every single day, so that all your body systems work efficiently, so they work effectively, and they work continuously, so you can live a long, strong, healthy, happy life, right? So we can live all together long, healthy lives and helping out other people, right? Okay. So the fluids that we're going to talk about today, remember, they should be extra fluids, all right? And then the fluids that we're going to talk about today, you got to think about all the side effects from these beverages that you're going to have for the rest of your life, okay? Do you need all these negative side effects? Do you need the extra calories? Do you actually need the brainwashing that actually happens with fake sugars? And we'll talk about that in a little while too. I watched my sugar lecture too. I guess I said it in that lecture too, but otherwise I'm going to repeat it today, okay? The stuff that comes in our drinks that have regular sugar in them, that have caffeine in them, the negative side effects of artificial everythings that are in the drinks that we buy at the stores, okay? The importance of water is the most important nutrient in our body, but it has to be the right kind of water, and it has to be the right amount of water that you're going to consume during the day, okay? These are all, and I'll repeat this again later on, these are all depending on your body weight. It also depends on the activities that you're doing that day and the situations that you're in, okay? Just let you know, I just bought a new bouncy ball chair because I'm always sitting and my back started hurting. So if I get excited or something and start bouncing up and down, that's what I'm doing, okay? So just laugh with me, absolutely, okay? So as far as last week, what did you learn? What did you learn about the fluids, okay? How many cups of water have you had so far today? And it's about 3:30 in the afternoon. What fluids have you changed into drinking starting this week? What is in your cup right now as we speak? Is it tea? Is it soda? Is it tequila? Is it a great water? Please comment below. What is your drink of choice and what are you drinking right now? And that way we can help everybody, we can praise everybody, because I know that you guys are doing such a great job and trying to make yourself healthier. One thing I don't like to do is to say too many negative words. Maybe a cuss word, absolutely, and you've heard some of them already, but not negative words. But today I will say the word don't many times. Don't drink this, don't do that. I'm so sorry, but this word is actually very necessary in this podcast, okay? And we already did an exercise on negative things. You say one negative thing, and the conclusion was that you're always going to find positive things because of that one negative thing or that one negative word or that one negative situation, right? You can always find at least 3 positive things or situations, okay? You can always do that. And there's so many different varieties to choose from. So I apologize for using negative words, but I'm going to teach you the right thing, right? Absolutely. Albert Einstein stated, and it's so true, I really believe this, we cannot solve our problems with the same level of thinking that created the problems in the first place. You just need to change a little bit. You just need to think a little bit different. Or for some of you, you might need to think a lot differently, but it's not hard. It's really, really easy. We imagine all the time. We think all the time. So just change the way that you're thinking. Oh, I don't need to drink that. I have my great water instead. You know, this time I'm going to add this to the water and it's going to taste better. And like I said, we'll talk about that in a little while. But you just got to change a little bit. And yes, you can. And I believe in you. I believe that you can. And it's really, really easy. So say it's easy and then it will be. So what are you going to change? Just a little bit at a time so you can be healthy, so you can stay around for your kids and your grandkids, even your great grandkids. Yes, think that far ahead. You know what? Because it's your job actually to help them be healthy. It's not the teacher's jobs. It's not the school's jobs. It is definitely not society's job to help your children and your grandchildren be healthy, okay? You don't want big media and big food companies to continue to influence what we eat and what our children eat and what we drink and what our children drink every single day as they do now, okay? There are too many untruths. They're not telling us everything. That's not a lie, but it's still an untruth. They're not telling us everything. They're getting around things that are making people unhealthy. And yes, they are making people unhealthy. So big food companies, our government, please, our medical system, please start making healthy foods for us the majority of the time. You have to, because we know now and we can read those labels and we know what's going on, okay? Please help us out so we can all be healthy, the whole world. So what do you think I'm talking about first? What do you think? Comment below. Sodas, absolutely. You dang right I'm going to talk about sodas. Regular and diet sodas, it doesn't matter. We're going to be talking mostly about diet sodas for right now. I don't even go down that aisle of the grocery store unless I needed to get club soda or my new water that I buy distilled water, because I don't use the filters that we have anymore. I buy distilled water. But I had to keep going back for gallons of water. So I actually found a company that will deliver it to my house. And it's 5 gallons of distilled water. And I actually found them in glass bottles. That's the best thing, not plastic, right? And I think it's going to be delivered every 2 months. I still need to see how much I drink, how fast I drink these so much, right? And I ordered it from Summit Water. And a big shout out to my girl, Kwanda. Thank you so much. That's my girl. She was so sweet and she was so helpful in me ordering and getting them here at the right time, okay? And like I said, they do have glass distilled water bottles back because I said, you better tell your boss. I'm going to give them your company and I'll write everything down below in the link with their phone number too. So she said, I'll talk to my boss, and they actually found some glass bottles for me. So yay! It's better to have your water delivered to your home until we find out which distilled system to put in the house to make our water distilled. And there's a couple of them out there. In 2 or 3 weeks, I'll be talking about the different machines that you can buy to make your water healthier that come into your house every day, okay? Hopefully they deliver to your area, all right? Next week, I'll be talking about distilled water in a little bit more detail. So we're going to find out all the great things about our old yet new-founded body quencher and bather and cleaner outer is what I call water. It's just supposed to clean us out among some other things. So watch my podcast from last week and it explains what most of the things that water does for us. So all sodas and specific water bottles have artificial sugars, artificial flavors, and crap in them. Most bottled water companies are now owned by soft drink companies because they know that people are slowing down drinking sodas, so we better get into it and let's buy all the water companies up, okay? Fruit sodas, some fruit drinks, some vegetable drinks, and regular sodas, they're basically all the same, okay? I read in one of the books, I'm not sure which one, if water has additives like sugar and added flavors to it, guess what it's called? A soft drink, a soft drink. Try to Google on what drinks don't have sugar in them and see what you come up with. There's not going to be too many drinks that you can buy over the counter that doesn't have sugar in them, okay? Not too many, okay? Or better yet, just turn that can or bottle around, and what do you think you're going to read? Read those labels. Remember what I said, watch Fed Up. They'll give you most of those weird words that we don't understand, but those are the hidden sugars in there, okay? I have saved labels for a long time. Sometimes when people come over, I show them how to read labels, and now people are actually asking me to come to their homes and go through their pantries with them. Hopefully they didn't take out all the good stuff before I got there, and just to say, hey, just look at this, look for these words right now. So that's so awesome that people are inviting me to go do that too. That's awesome. But I'll help you as much as I can, okay? So Fed Up is a really good documentary on Netflix that actually lists a whole bunch of the hidden sugars. Also, if you watch my sugar lectures, there's 3 or 4 of them. I give you some little hints also, okay? So diet sodas, diet drinks, so tasty, some of them have that after flavor. You know what that after flavor is? It's the fake sugars that are made in a lab. That's actually what you're tasting, okay? And none of them are good for you. None of them. Again, never good for you. Diet sodas are never good for you. And when they say it's sugar-free, what they're actually talking about is the sucrose, and that's the white sugar, the white table sugar that we have. So they're not lying. They don't put sucrose. Sometimes they'll say cane sugar, but they don't put sucrose in there. The sugars that they put in there are the refined sugars made in a lab, right? If it's refined, like white flour, white sugars, it's stripped of everything, okay? It's deprived of every nutrition that could be possibly there. It's heated with excessive heat. It adds different acids in there so it stays in your system. You know what? All those are all toxic. Those are all corrosive, toxic materials that are getting into your body. And these are just the diet sodas that we're talking about right now. I actually found some studies too that they studied diet sodas against regular sodas or against not drinking anything at all. So just imagine what that corrosive toxin is doing to your fragile yet persevering body, right? Your body just wants to live, and it's getting shut down and cut down by all the stuff that we're putting in our systems, the things that we don't know. Well, now we're learning, right? Now we're learning. So if they say it's sugar-free, they're talking about the sucrose. They're not going to talk about the hidden sugars in there at all, okay? So they're not lying to us. They have to add some sweeteners in there. Otherwise, you're not going to drink it. Nobody is going to buy it. So what are they supposed to put on the label so you get it? Oh, made with artificial sweeteners. These are made in a lab, and they're not going to hurt you. They're good for you, and they make everything taste better. Even when you drink it, your brain and your body are actually fooled with that sugary sensation of sweetness from the fake sugars, because remember how sweeter they are than regular sugar? Watch the podcast. Yeah, watch the podcast on fake sugars. It'll tell you hundreds of times sweeter, okay? Don't drink diet sodas. None. Nada. No more. That's one of the things that you should absolutely cut out, okay? The artificial sweeteners found in these diet foods and the drink affect all of our body systems negatively. They do not affect anything positively except for the hypothalamus, because you're like, yay, sweetness, yummy. Your poor little brain. We'll talk about that in a minute too. There are many, many studies on diet sodas. The American Diabetics Association still says you can drink Coke Zero because there's nothing in there. In diet sodas, there's no sugars in there. It's not going to raise your sugar. My patient on dialysis said, I'm allowed to have a soda, but it can't be a dark soda. It has to be a light soda. So I guess that's Sprite or 7-Up or ginger ale, right? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They're all bad for you. You should be drinking water, and then you can put whatever fruits and vegetables that you want in your water. Make it different every single day. Not diet sodas. not regular sodas. So remember I said diet sodas work in the brain? They work in the hypothalamus. And that's a little place inside your brain, but it does so many things for our body. And it's actually fooling your hypothalamus that it's full, okay? So some of the things that the hypothalamus does with our body, it helps with our vision, it helps with our hearing, it helps with metabolism, it helps with secretions and our water balance. Our hypothalamus works with our emotions. It releases hormones. Remember I said, ooh, happiness, we're getting sugar, right? It helps with our body temperatures. It gives us our energy when we need it. It helps us sleep when we need it. And it does other things too. Those are just the main things, okay? Some people even say that when as far as mental, physical, and spiritual functions are usually directly or indirectly influenced by the function of the hypothalamus. That's how important this little small part of our brain is, okay? Look it up yourself. Look it up and see where it is. Look up the other things that the hypothalamus do for us. And know that diet sodas are totally effing with that little part of your brain when you drink them, okay? A main thing that the hypothalamus does is it controls your appetite and controls your hunger. And since the diet drinks, I'm just not going to say soda, since the diet drinks, because there's other ones too, since they work within the hypothalamus, initially, diet sodas, diet crap, I'm going to call them, the diet crap is going to curb your appetite just a little bit, okay? But the drinks are actually made, what did I say, with artificial sugars, and the fake sugars are not acknowledged as glucose. And now glucose, remember I said before, that's our good sugar. That's what our brain and our bodies love to use for energy, right? Glucose. But that's not the fake sugar, right? So your brain, finding the fake sugars, actually thinks that you're still hungry, that you need fuel, that you need more glucose, that you need to eat some more or eat again before it's time for you to eat. You can actually have a full stomach, and it's fooling your hypothalamus thinking, oh, you're still hungry, you have to eat more. That's what diet stuff does to you. That's what the fake sugars do to your poor little body, okay? It's going to stimulate to eat more, stimulate you to drink more. And what are you going to do? You're going to eat more diet crap, and you're going to drink more diet sodas. You are going to gain weight, okay? And it actually, in the long run, actually makes you hungrier. Please listen to me, my loves. You are 2 times more likely to increase your waist size every year if you drink diet sodas every single day. And what's that scary word? What's that word that people don't like? Fat, obesity, extra subQ tissue. That sounds better. I love extra subQ tissue. Compared who drank no diet sodas at all, and they didn't say anything about regular sodas, but they didn't drink any diet sodas, to participants who drank diet sodas. The diet soda people had a 70% greater increase in their waist circumference. They've already proven that, right? And worse off, if you drink 2 or more diet sodas a day, you're going to balloon your waist even more, okay? And they actually, like I said, they compared it to people who don't drink any sodas, and we don't know what they're drinking. But that's only one of the studies that I read saying if you drink diet soda, you're going to probably gain weight. There's many, many reasons for that. Maybe you're drinking more sodas, or maybe you're eating a little bit more because you're drinking a diet soda and you think it's okay. I don't know, but look up more studies, comment below so we can add some more to this podcast and actually make people a little bit healthier. So add some more on, okay? Just drinking more diet sodas, remember, all your problems, your medical problems, which I'm not going to list, are going to become multiplied, okay? One of the bad things about any kind of soda or any drinks that you drink is most people who drink diet sodas usually don't drink just one in a day, okay? What they found out, the typical customer who drinks diet sodas actually drink an average of 3 or more sodas a day. Whether it's a habit, I don't know, just something to drink, why not replace it with water, okay? They even found the smallest percentage of diet sodas drink 4 or more per day. Oh my goodness. I don't even know how much they cost. Comment below. How much does a 12-pack of diet sodas cost? I have no idea, okay? But thinking, you guys are, okay, so you're drinking diet sodas. I'm just imagining what you think. I'm drinking, okay, it doesn't have any sugar in it. There's no calories, so I know I'm doing great. I know I'm doing good because they say that I am. because I'm drinking diet sodas and there's none of those things in there, I'm doing good. You don't really know the truth. And you're probably addicted to the fake sugars, right? Okay. You're not doing good. Please don't drink diet sodas. It also could be a habit, like I said. So daily drinking a diet soda could be part of your daily routine. Instead of instead of coffee or tea in the morning, you drink a Coke or a Pepsi, okay, for your morning pickup. During your break at work, lunch, dinner. Hopefully you don't drink it with breakfast. Oh my goodness, while you're watching TV. Some people drink their diet sodas before they eat, so they don't eat as much because it kind of fills up your stomach initially. But remember what happens. You think you're still hungry even if you're full, okay? Some people actually replace a meal with a diet soda, just thinking, oh my goodness, I'm just gonna drink this, my stomach's gonna be full, I'm not gonna eat, and I'm gonna be bad, okay? But when you order a diet soda, you think nothing is in there, there's no sugar, there's no calories, so me eating this cheeseburger and french fries, it's not gonna be that bad. I don't have that many calories, okay? It seems to kind of ease your little guilty mind if you order a diet soda with those meals. If you drink diet sodas, I can honestly say, and with much love to you, that you're not doing your body any good. So please change it, okay? I know you're trying to do great and you're going to start doing better because now you're going to learn about how important that water is, and that should be the main thing that we drink every day. Other things are on the side, but sodas and diet sodas are not good. Diet sodas have actually been linked to increased rates of heart attack and strokes. They've even gone as far as diet sodas being linked to kidney problems, right? The kidneys do so much to filter out our systems and keep nutrients that we're supposed to have before it goes out of our body. They did links to diet sodas with preterm deliveries, early menopause, and we already talked about the weight gain. They've done so many studies, and these are older studies. Please look up the new ones too, okay? And write these down. Write them down the bottom so other people can look and see also. PubMed.gov, there's plenty of them out there to look at, okay? And they're true, and it's so scary, okay? They did a study, 2,500 adults. They didn't do anything about children or anything like that. The Journal of General Internal Medicine, January 2012, that drinking diet sodas daily may increase the risk for a heart attack and a stroke. It could also increase the risk for other vascular events, and that's about your blood vessels, by 43%. But they did a study against regular soft drinks, and that threat really wasn't there. It was all about the diet sodas versus regular soft drinks. Not that you can have regular soft drinks either, okay? That's kind of weird. In 2009, they studied about the kidneys at Harvard, and they said drinking 2 or more diet sodas a day could lead to a 30% drop in the measure of your kidney functions. You need those kidneys. You need them for your whole life. But you know what the study said? 30% drop in the measure of kidney function in women. There was really no decline in women who drank less than 2 diet sodas. The researchers even added in, their ages, they added in their blood pressure and their medical problems, they added in if they had diabetes, they added in their physical activity. So 1 versus 2, there's a huge difference in your body because it accumulates, right? They also put caffeine in some colas, okay? If you do that, the caffeine actually hinders the kidneys from using the calcium that we're supposed to have. It won't absorb the calcium and it gets excreted instead. You pee it out. What does that mean if you don't have enough calcium, if everything's not balanced? What happens to your bones? Is that word osteoporosis, thinning of your bones? They did a lot of studies on that. They did study on preterm delivery, and it was a Danish study, 59,000 women. They actually found a link between drinking 1 or more, so 2 diet sodas a day. It increased 38% the risk of giving a birth to a child before it was ready to be born. 38% increase. If it was 4 or more diet sodas a day, it was a 78% higher chance to have that baby before they were ready to come out. Don't be mad at your mom. If you're drinking diet sodas and you're pregnant right now, slowly get off of them, okay? And they actually compared those to people who drink regular sodas, and there was no risk. Something is wrong with the diet sodas. Not that you should drink soda either when you're pregnant. You know, you got to think about the baby. Both types of soda, doesn't matter, diet or regular, both of them pull calcium from your body, right? Because sodas have a lot of phosphorus in them. And if you build up phosphorus in your body, it's going to interfere with the absorption of calcium. Because for our bones, it's phosphorus, calcium, and I can't remember the other thing. But anyway, everything has to be balanced for your bones to be right. But if the phosphorus is too high, you're not going to be able to get the calcium in, and vice versa, okay? Colas are also very acidic to our body. And to neutralize that acid, your body's going to pull the bicarb and the calcium from your bones. What does that mean again? Osteoporosis, thinning of the bones. Do not drink soft drinks. They're also made from sugar and carbon dioxide. If you get a regular drink or diet, doesn't matter. Carbon dioxide, you're adding an additional carbon dioxide to your body. People don't have lung problems. We take a breath when our carbon dioxide levels go up, and then we take a breath. Or sometimes if it gets that bad and our oxygen levels go down, we're going to take a breath too. But if you have COPD or chronic lung problems, when they breathe because their oxygen levels decrease. So if you give them too much oxygen, they might not take that breath. Oxygen deprivation, right? If you have COPD, that means usually your level of CO2, which is your byproduct, which is this thing that needs to get out of your body, your CO2 levels are higher. Retention from having sick lungs, okay? Carbon dioxide is a toxin if it builds up in your system. Carbon dioxide increases your heart rate. It makes you breathe faster. Carbon dioxide makes your body increase hydrogen. That makes your body more acidic. Drinking the soda makes your body acidic. Not being able to breathe all that stuff out makes your body acidic, okay? Oh my goodness, you don't need acid in your body. Any acid that accumulates or that is not balanced is so bad for your life. Your body is actually having increased damages that you don't even know about. So you have COPD, you can't breathe very well, your heart rate is fast, you're breathing fast, then you drink diet sodas. Your heart beats faster, you breathe faster. You know, your heart is just a muscle. It can only last for so long. We have to be calm. We have to be steady. We have to be gentle. We have to be balanced and not rushed. So don't add extra CO2 to your body. Don't do it very often from bubbly drinks. And I'm talking about champagne, you know, but diet sodas, no. I read a couple different books that said if you do drink diet sodas, if you do drink juices, and we'll name some more stuff below, you still have to drink another 12 to 16 ounces of pure, good water to your daily intake. If you drink something else, you still have to drink the 12 to 16 to kind of get that crap out of your system, right? And diet drinks can be herbal teas, they can be caffeine drinks, they can be sports drinks, all the juices, definitely the sodas. That's a lot of fluid. And then you have to counteract it with very good water. And what's the best water? Distilled water, absolutely. We'll talk about that in a minute. So the poisons that are actually in our water, chlorine, fluoride, aluminum, sodium chloride, which is salt, those are found in our tap waters and our regular waters. These are all inorganic chemicals, inorganic materials, inorganic minerals. They cannot be utilized for the health of our tissues, for the life of our bodies. They cannot be utilized. Think what possible harm that they can do to our body's functions as they sit in our tissues, as they sit in our cells, unable to be flushed, unable to be released, accumulating plaque, a slow poisoning. Fluoride. It's been proven many, many times that fluoride is not essential to dental health, okay? Great dental health is actually keeping your mouth clean, not eating sugary sweets, not eating sugary foods that are going to stick to your teeth, even if you brush your teeth very well, and drinking plenty of fresh, clean water. Fluoride is very poisonous to pretty much every single one of your body systems. It is a toxic chemical. Fluorides are poisonous to your animals too. So what water are you putting in the bowl for your little doggy and your kitties to drink and your birds? What kind of water are you putting there? They did a study and they gave distilled water, regular water, tap water for the animals to try, and everybody went to the distilled water. It's good for you. It's what you should be drinking. Sodium fluoride is classified actually with arsenic and cyanide. Those are very dangerous poisons. They found out an intake of 5 milligrams a day can cause an average individual to develop deformities of the spine and the major joints within their lifetime. Fluoride. Fluoride is absorbed in the lining of the mouth, and then it gets into the digestive system, okay? When fluoride is ingested, so we drink it in our tap water, 93% or so is absorbed into the bloodstream. And what's not excreted out, because everybody's a little bit dehydrated and it's going to get stuck somewhere, it's deposited into the bones and deposited into the teeth. Look at people's teeth, what they look like after they've had high doses of fluoride their whole lives, or even low doses of fluoride their whole lives, right? Their teeth don't look very clean. Now look at how many incidents of bone cancers and osteoporosis and increased fractures that are linked to fluoride. Look them up. Please comment below. I read a few of them. I didn't have time to put them in there, and I'm not going to. Please help me out. Look those up. Comment below so you can help somebody else. And just thinking, if you're going to boil the water and that's going to get rid of the fluoride, it does not. Fluoride does not evaporate. It stays in your water. Actually find out also and read the story on how and why fluoride was put into our waters. And it was put into our waters around 1939. You're not going to be happy. You're not going to be happy. Comment below when you find out why fluoride and when fluoride was put into our water. Our drinking water, our municipal supply of fluid, our tap water. Tap water has been treated and disinfected many times. It has been processed many times before it actually gets to our sinks. The materials that the water companies and the water facilities put into our water actually have to kill bacteria, and they have to kill toxic contaminants that are poisonous to us. But what do you think the stuff is that they put into the water to kill these things going to do to us? Chlorine is one of them, right? The byproduct of chlorine is chloroform. What do they use chloroform for? The first thing I thought of is, put the chloroform over somebody's face to kidnap them. That's the first thing I thought of. I'm sure it's used for many other things, but I was just like, what? Chlorine is actually very detrimental to our gut bacteria, our poor little microbiomes. Oh my goodness. Watch my podcast on microbiomes and find out how important your microbiome is, your gut bacteria, your immune system, right? Watch that one from a couple weeks back, okay? So pesticides, the chlorine, they all kill bugs. Imagine what they do to your mitochondria, and that's our little powerhouse of our cell. That's our little bacteria in our cell, okay? Your little bacteria is your microbiomes. Oh my goodness. Pesticides and the toxic chemicals do it exactly what they're supposed to do and kill those bad things before it get into our body. But what does it do to our body? Our bodies be damned. It doesn't matter. It does what it's supposed to do, okay? Don't forget all the synthetic chemicals in drinking water either. They come from pharmaceutical drugs. We're not allowed to waste certain medications down the sink anymore at work. They have water runoff from farms, from communities. And don't forget all the byproducts in the water coming from manufacturing processes and manufacturing industries. Those all get into our drinking system, into our water systems, okay? They found over 700 chemicals in our drinking water. And I read in one book, it was 700 to 1,500 different chemicals in our drinking water. And some of them, and I'm saying actually most of them, accumulated over our lifetime are going to cause serious health problems for us, okay? I'm not trying to treat your diseases or treat your illnesses, but what is the water doing to you? It's definitely not helping, okay? One thing I did find out that the facilities don't even test for all the things that could be in your water supply. What? Shut the front door. Oh my goodness. You can actually call your water company. Usually once a year they send us, or maybe twice a year, they send us paperwork that has exactly the things that are in our waters and the percentages of what's in there. So check your paperwork, call your water company, check it out. Better yet, just get distilled water on your own. Just try to find it in glass bottles. Like I said, I'll label it below, okay? The inorganic minerals, the inorganic materials are actually called TDS, okay? Total dissolved solids. You cannot utilize in your tissues. Maybe 8 to 12%. That's it. The rest of it, they get stored in your body. TDS is what gives your water a flavor. Water's not supposed to have a flavor. Why do they want to give it a flavor? To mask what? What is the smell? What is the taste of our water if they don't let the solids go in? Look at my podcast from before. It explains TDS a little bit more, okay? Even the inorganic materials and minerals that come from our Mother Earth, they actually get into our drinking fluids too. They're going to play havoc on our body system also. Inorganic minerals, inorganic substances, they actually build our mountains. They build our waterways on our earth. They build the coral reefs, you know. These substances make our earth strong. They make our earth healthy. They make our earth dense. And just think of all the places that the water runs down coming from the mountains and coming from the mineral springs and stuff like that, okay? The inorganic materials do not make our bodies strong, okay? They do not do the same for our bodies because we are organic, right? We can only use organic material for our body. We can only absorb and use organic material. Some inorganic objects in our bodies are actually treated like a poison, like a toxin, because your body can't use it, so it just sits there. Sometimes the inorganic materials can be mixed and dissolved in a very good water, but that water also has to have enzymes in it, so it can have a chemical change, so we can use it for the health and survival of our body. But what did I say? 8%. The rest of it sits there, and I didn't even know any of this stuff, okay? I didn't know any of this stuff. Next week, we'll talk about distilled water a little bit more, and I'll explain this a little bit more, but we can't, okay? The toxins sit there, slowly taking away the health of our tissues and our organs. If you can't precipitate out the inorganic minerals that you're drinking in your mineral waters and your purified waters and your alkaline waters or whatever you're drinking, whatever bottled water or glass bottles you're drinking, they tend to hook up with cholesterol and they form thick plaques in our blood vessels, right? It's not just cholesterol and dead white blood cells and high fatty foods that make the plaques in our body. It actually mixes with the inorganic materials and builds that plaque. Arteriosclerosis and atherosclerosis, not good. If you look in the bottom of your sink, the bottom of your faucet, what's that white stuff? That's calcium carbonate. That's limestone. That's what our streams and water supplies are actually picking up and you're putting in your body. That's limestone. They found calcium, magnesium, and potassium carbonate. They actually make hard water. They actually make your well water. These minerals can be dissolved in water, but it doesn't matter because most of the time the percentages are way too high for your body to handle. Hard water makes your skin dry, it makes your hair dry, and they're consumed over people's lifetimes. When I was cleaning my faucet one day, wiping up the back of it, all of a sudden I was holding my faucet in my hand. Oh, it has to do with the water. That's what they said. Of course it does. How many times have I replaced my faucet now? Because of the calcium buildup. If you look at mineral pools that people actually go and sit in, all that stuff on the side, what's on the edges of that? It's loaded with a bunch of inorganic material, okay? You cannot drink that. You cannot use it in your body. Yes, soak in it, absolutely. But they even say drink it. How many of those people that live in those spring areas have arthritises? Even artificially softened waters, you cannot absorb them. Yes, your hair gets fluffier and the soap bubbles up more. It doesn't matter. You cannot absorb them. You can absorb them in your skin, right? But it sticks in your joints. It stays in your blood vessels. It gets into your intestines, right? What happens when your joints are stiff and full of crystals and inflammation? Isn't that called arthritis? Isn't that called arthritis? That's not good for you. Hardening of the arteries, thickening of the arteries, constipation, GI problems. My goodness, not good. Dr. Jacques Jane wrote, there exist autotrophic life forms that are capable of directly assimilating mineral elements. This is not the case for animal organisms for us. In order to be used by animals or humans, the minerals, the inorganic minerals, must first be integrated and used by the plants or by microorganisms and be changed into organic molecules. These are called colloidal cocktails of marine and plant origin. So autotrophic organisms, basically, they can produce their own food by using minerals from inorganic sources in our streams. You can use it if you eat the plant because they've already turned it into an organic substance, an inorganic mineral for you, right? So all those inorganic sources, including the salts too, you're not absorbing. It has to go through a plant. So what does that mean? That means you got to eat your good vegetables, people. Absolutely. There's another reason that you're supposed to eat your vegetables so you can get your minerals, right? So don't drink water that's loaded with a bunch of chemicals and a bunch of inorganic materials. You cannot absorb the inorganic parts, even if they come from our very own earth, right? The earth doesn't want to hurt us. They wants us to keep us safe. They want to help us grow things so we can use those inorganic things, right? And the chemicals, those can be taken up in our systems just like that. But it's only a little bit at a time. A little bit at a time. Accumulated over your lifetime is not a good thing. It's not good. Be careful what you consume. You cannot utilize inorganic materials in your body. Only 8 to 12%. If you drink enough fluids, enough good fluids. But do you want all those very unhealthy side effects? No. Let's talk about coffee. Coffee is, and it's not the coffee that you drink, although some of them are already pre-mixed and that's not good for you. It's actually what you put in the coffee. You should have about 3 cups a day. That's about 300 milligrams. That's one of the top of what you should actually be having during the day, okay? They say that's all right. Just remember that caffeine actually causes you to be dehydrated, and it's actually a memory killer, okay? So those long nights of me studying and drinking coffee so I can stay awake and study for my tests, was it good for me? No, I didn't know that. Did you guys know that, huh? You think about all the calories and things that are put in those coffee drinks from Starbucks and all those places, okay? It's almost some of them, and they're same as eating about 4 sugar donuts, 1 cup of coffee. Do you want those extra calories? Do you want that extra sugar? One of the coffees started with Frappuccino, I don't even know what it was. It had 70 grams of sugar in it. And how many calories? Pretty much all the calories that you should have for a day and a half. What are the other things in there? Oh my goodness. How much sugar are we supposed to have in a day? What did I say in the sugar lecture? About 9 grams. That is it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Also, stimulants like coffee, tea, tobacco, and alcohol actually cause constipation too. Did you know that caffeine is the most widely consumed psychoactive substance in the world? How much coffee do you drink? How much coffee do certain people drink that you can tell drink a lot of coffee? I'm not allowed to drink coffee. And if I do, I have to tell my friends I'm going to have a little bit of coffee and mostly my little organic milk. And they're like, oh my goodness. Yeah, be careful of the coffee and what you put in the coffee. So we're going to talk about alcohol right now. Alcohol enters your bloodstream through the walls of the stomach right away. It really doesn't need to be digested, you know, and it reaches the brain almost instantly after you drink alcohol, okay? Alcohol is sugar. It makes you dehydrated. It has lots of calories, and it actually kills off our friendly bacteria in our microbiome, okay? Especially if it's a premixed alcohol, you know darn well it has a lot of sugar in it. Many added sugars, many fake sugars, okay? Oh my goodness, the calories in those things too. A pina colada mix I read was like 42, 43 grams of sugar in a half of a cup of pina colada mix. And then you're going to have a hangover because of the added sugars in there, right? Just drink the rum. Find a very good rum, drink it on ice if you have to, but don't put the mixtures in there, okay? Make sure it's alcohol and not a filler if you actually want alcohol. Mix it with a good water. It's going to make it actually taste better, right? Beer actually destroys your kidneys. It helps to generate our little filter systems, our kidneys right back here. You need your kidneys, right? For many things. They're all sugar. If you look up, they say beer's not sugar, but when the grains break down, it's a sugar. Alcohol is not sugar like rum and tequila and stuff like that, but it gets broken down like sugar, right? It's not good. Wine is the only thing that says, yes, we're sugar. If you drink alcohol with caffeine, the caffeine can actually mask the depressive effects of the alcohol in your body. You might actually feel more alert. So you think you can handle more drinks. So you think you can actually go talk to that person. So you think you can dance better. Maybe you can dance better, but you can't handle more alcohol. No, you can't. So please drink responsible. Be thoughtful of other people's lives. There's always Uber and Lyft, right? My son's going to be 21 in a couple weeks. That's the thing. I said, you have more responsibility now, Devin, if you're going to be 21 and drinking. Pre-bottled, pre-made anything has added this, it has added that. Okay, remember, even if it says that there's no sugar added, there's something else added to make it taste better, and that is not good for you. That also includes your little yogurt drinks, okay, your veggie drinks, your fruit juices, your pasteurized juices. Turn it around and see how much juice or fruit is actually in there. And we'll talk about that in a minute too. So pasteurized juices, that means it's heated, it's dead, there's nothing left. Also juices that are made from concentrate, that means it was processed. That means it could contain chemicals. If it's concentrated, you know what they took out of it? They took out the water out of it. So what are you doing? You're adding in more water. Maybe it's a good water, but if it's just a concentrated fruit juice, turn around and make sure that's all it is. Make sure it's not loaded with sugars and artificial dyes and artificial flavors and artificial colors, right? Make sure it's just fruit concentrate, or make it yourself, okay? Juices need to be fresh. The longer the juice sits out on the counter or in the refrigerator, the more enzymes from the juice are depleted. You need those enzymes for your body functions, okay? Some juices after one day lose about 40% of their nutritional values. So you're juicing it, you're doing so good, but you leave it in the refrigerator for a couple days, it's not going to be as good. You have to drink it pretty much right away, okay? And if it was on the shelf and not in a refrigerator, it was probably pasteurized, and that makes it able to stay on the shelf longer. That makes it able to go stay on their shelves longer and to be shipped over here, okay? Drink only juices if you juiced it. That's the best kind, okay? Make sure you also keep some of the pulp too, right? The pulp is fiber. That's what your microbiome loves to eat, right? Try to finish all the juices within about 24 hours if you can. If they're sitting out of the refrigerator, you should consume them within about 2 hours, okay? So the best juices most of the time are what? You eat your fruits, right? You eat your fruits, you eat your vegetables. Then you get the benefit of the sugar, of the good sugar from the fruit, and then your probiotic, your microbiome, your immune system gets the benefit of the fiber from the fruit. And that's the stuff you chew up, and make sure you leave the skin on it too, absolutely. It's a win-win for everybody. But then, if it's that much juice, you have to drink your 12 ounces of good water afterwards, right? I'll be doing a podcast on juicing too, so that will come up in a couple weeks. So let's talk about the ices and the slushies that you can get from the gas station. Most of those fruit flavored drinks, the first ingredient is high fructose corn syrup, and then water, and then bubbles. It's not the other way around, like water and then high fructose corn syrup, so be careful. 32 grams of sugar in 1 cup. You can say it's full of sugar, that I'm drinking just plain sugar, or are you drinking mold and mildew? Just think how often those machines are actually cleaned. I looked up into my ice machine on my refrigerator, you know, the ones that are kind of built into the water dispenser. You can't clean that stuff. I don't even use mine anymore. The next time I have to buy a refrigerator, which won't be for a long time, knock on wood, I'm not even going to have a water dispenser or an ice dispenser in there. How often do they clean those machines? Even the slushy machines at the bar, the pina colada bars or the margarita bars, is that they're called margarita bars? How often can they actually get those very clean? Ugh. Vitamin, mineral, and electrolyte waters, read those labels. There's so many sugars added. Turn it around, read the labels. Pre-bottled and pre-made anything has added this and added that, okay? Turn the bottles around and read them, okay? There's going to be stuff in there that you should not be drinking every single day. Pre-made protein drinks, not good. First of all, most people don't need all that extra protein. How much are we supposed to have in a day? Watch my protein lecture. For a man, 56 grams a day. That is 2 ounces. So you have other circumstances. Okay, maybe 2 to 6 ounces of protein a day. That is it. How much protein are in these drinks that you're drinking, some of these drinks, okay? And there's all those additives and those sugars and those natural flavors. Turn it around. Read the back of the bottle. Make your own protein shakes, and add what you know is going to be good for you, okay? The main thing with the protein that you make sure that there's no casein or whey proteins, and those come from the cow. You can't break those down. You cannot break those down. We are all intolerant. We don't have the enzyme to break down dairy anymore. Starting around elementary school, I used vital proteins, collagen peptide proteins, and I use pea proteins when I make my protein drinks. And then I can add whatever else I want in there on my own, right? My flax seeds, my chia seeds, my coconut flakes, my fresh fruit, right? Sports drinks too. They have too many things added in there, sugar additives, preservatives, etc. Make your own with fresh fruits, lemons, cucumbers, you name it. You know what? Then you eat the fruit afterwards. You drink the fluids, you get the fruit, you get the benefit, win-win. Pedialyte and sports drinks should only be consumed at specific times, not every single day. Because in some cases, you actually need extra electrolytes, right? Not every day. A lot of endurance athletes, they're the ones that have to be really, really careful about what they drink and what they drink so they don't mess up their sodium, okay? They might need an electrolyte added to drink after their workout and before their workout, okay? But most people aren't endurance athletes. You don't need to drink the Gatorades and Pedialyte aids or whatever. There's a whole bunch of different ones out there now, okay? If you're working out in the heat, or even in the sun and it's still a mild temperature, you still might need to replace your electrolytes. In those cases, don't just drink regular water. You need something in there because when you sweat, you don't just sweat out water, you sweat out your electrolytes too, and everything has to be balanced, okay? Be careful of heat problems. It is summer. They can lead to death. You do not mess around with that stuff. First, you're going to get heat cramps, then you're going to get heat exhaustion, and the last thing you're going to get is heat stroke. And I talked about this in my last lecture too. It is all progressive. It's all a progressive cycle if you don't treat it from the beginning. And it is deadly if you do not treat it. If it gets worse, you need to start going to the ER or you better call 911, okay? And you know how I feel about fake sugars and all that other stuff that they put in there. If people get to that point where they're actually that bad and they are wide awake and they can talk to you and they can drink, who gives a crap what is in there? You better give them something that has electrolytes in it. I don't care if it has artificial sugars or not, okay? One of the doctors actually said if you use half-strength Gatorade, half-strength Powerade, those are okay too. That's what I would do. I think I would mix mine with distilled water and drink half-strength Gatorade so you're not getting all the crap that's in there. But like I said, if it gets worse, you need to call 911. You don't mess around with that. Another doctor wrote a half a teaspoon of salt, and I use Baja Gold salt that has almost the least amount of sodium chloride in it, which is an inorganic mineral that you can't use. So half a teaspoon of salt, baking soda, and 3 tablespoons of sugar and a quart of good water. That will help bring your electrolytes too. And one of my friends, David, said if you get cramps in your calf muscles from working out, pickle juice. Drink a whole thing of pickle juice, and it's really good for your muscle cramps or your Charlie horses. That's what we call them, Charlie horses. I drink coconut water sometimes too. It actually has natural electrolytes in it, and it quenches your thirst, and it makes your teeth white. Absolutely. So there's a few other choices. Just be careful, and also look up the heat problems, especially if you live in a hot place. That way you kind of know what to expect from people in case it starts happening, because it is deadly. Anything that's pre-made, powdered iced teas, they have propylene glycol in it. You know what that's a food thickener, and it's a stabilizer. It's been known to cause cardiovascular problems and neuro problems. Propylene glycol is antifreeze, and they're putting that in our drinks. What? Club soda and tonic water, they have a lot of salt in there. They have a lot of sugar in there and a lot of bubbly chemicals, right? And people say, I have to have my sparkling water. I have to have it could still have artificial sweeteners in there, right? So just read the labels. Turn it around. Read the labels. Anything with bubbles, when we talked about the CO2 already, causes extra gas. It causes bloating in your stomach and in your body, regurgitation, maybe burping a lot, and it does cause abdominal pain. So be careful of bubbly anything. So let's talk about probiotic drinks now. Read the label. That's all I can say. Most of them everybody has to have their probiotics. They're going to be good for you, but they're loaded with sugar, fruit sugars, fake sugars. It doesn't matter. Just read the back of it. You don't need it. You can get your prebiotics and your probiotics from the food that you eat, okay? Or from capsules that are just probiotic. Kombucha, as some people say it. If it's on the shelf and it's not in the refrigerator, it probably was pasteurized. Pasteurized kills off the good bacteria. What do you think you're drinking it for in the first place? For that beneficial bacteria. So be careful where you get yours and turn it around and see if it says any extra sugar in there, those words that we don't know, right? Make sure it says that it's unpasteurized and flip that ball around. Like I said, Fed Up, F-E-D-U Up, a documentary on Netflix will label all those fake sugars for you, or most of them, okay? And like I said, I'll help you. If you're not familiar with the words, comment below. I do look. Comment below or text me, let me know, and I'll help you read those labels, okay? So our body is between 7.35 and 7.45 pH. That's kind of slightly alkaline. 7 is neutral, right? Our body loves to stay within this state. It's happier, it's healthier, okay? Our kidneys actually help maintain our body's pH, okay? And no matter what you drink, your body is going to maintain a very stable pH, regardless of what level of pH that you're drinking. In the drinks that you consume, regardless what the level of the pH is, our body's going to do its best to maintain that. What is it actually supposed to do to benefit your body, to benefit your body systems? Does it actually make your body basic? Now, I bought one that was 9 pH alkaline water, thinking, yes, I need to start drinking. This is before I looked everything up. Does it actually do anything for my body? Now, they found out that it actually does increase the pH of your urine. So in the kidneys, if you're starting to have some problems there, it might help a urinary tract infection, okay? It could kill some of the bacteria that are kind of lurking around there, or maybe even cancers that are lurking around there. But what else, okay? I didn't know that I was supposed to gradually increase the water to be a higher pH. Don't do it all at once. And I drink regular zero filter water. We do the Britica filter into zero filter. We drink the zero filter, but there's still inorganic materials in my teapot. So I went right to 9. Oh my goodness, I could have detoxed big time. You will detox. I hope you're in a good place where you can detox. Look up some of the side effects of going right to a high basic water. So drinking alkaline water does increase the pH of your urine, so it might help out a little bit, but it also increases the pH of your stomach. Your stomach is supposed to be very acidic because it has to break down dense proteins. And it also has to kill opportunistic microorganisms that are getting in with the food that we're eating. It has to be acidic, right? The first part of your digestive system is your mouth. The enzymes kind of start breaking everything down. It's a little bit basic, but your stomach is acidy. So alkaline water could buffer acids if you have problems with reflux, okay? Just look at the medication labels that you take for your tummy and see all the inorganic minerals that you're taking for your heartburn, for your reflux. What are they in there? What is in there? Baking soda, waters, sodium bicarb. They actually use some of these things in cakes and baked goods. It is not good for you. So the inorganic minerals, they actually put in your antacids, right? So long-term side effects of what? What's it going to do? Where is it going to build up? How is it going to mess up your stomach? It actually decreases your potassium, your chloride, your sodium. These are the side effects of taking those medications for your reflux. Don't drink alkaline water or ionized water if you're taking medications. It makes your medication more absorbable in your body. It could make your blood pressure medicine, your 5 milligram tablet blood pressure medicine that you take in the morning, will have a stronger effect. It could be 10 milligrams that you're actually taking if you drink it with alkaline water. I did not know that. So be careful of the water that you're drinking. Distilled water is not going to change it. Alkaline water is going to change maybe the potency of your medication. Don't use stainless steel containers with alkaline water. I didn't know that either. Stainless steel actually will rapidly reduce the ORP of alkaline water. And ORP actually just kind of shows how well that your water is being detoxified of heavy minerals and heavy toxins. They also say don't use aluminum containers with alkaline water. Okay, I don't remember why, but that's what a couple of the doctors said. Don't use aluminum containers either, or stainless steel. Okay, we'll talk about that in a couple podcasts. So how long does the water actually stay alkaline when you put it into the container? Does it stay that way forever? Do the ions actually bond back together? When was that water bottled? How long has it been on the shelf? Look it up. See if you can find when it was made, when it expires. How long was it sitting there? One thing I mentioned before, that babies should not drink alkaline water at all. They need to drink a regular level of a neutral 7 pH for a child, okay? That's regular water. And babies can have distilled water, absolutely they can. But for the most part, until they're around 1 year old, they should be drinking breast milk or formula milk. And formulas hopefully are being mixed with distilled water, right? Talk to your pediatrician about when you can start giving your baby water, okay? But please don't give your baby soda or Kool-Aids or energy drinks or sports drinks or iced teas. Come on, these are babies, these are our children. Milk, fresh water when it's time. Like I said, ask your pediatrician. Comment below what you've seen actually babies and toddlers carrying around, and even elementary kids drinking. And that makes me very, very upset, okay? But babies can have distilled water. That's okay for them, all right? Distilled water is neutral, right? So tap water, the pH is around 7, but think of all that extra shit in there, absolutely. Lemon juice is about a pH of 2, baking soda is about a pH of 9, and alkaline water is anywhere from 7.1 to 9.5. Usually the drinking water and tap waters are around 7. And they have a kind of a drinking range, a standard 6.5 to 8.5. Sometimes it went up to 9 with different areas of the world and what their standards are too. Okay. So pH water does not stay that pH after it hits your stomach acid, right? You spent all that money on a high pH water and then it hits your stomach acid, which is usually 1.5 to 3.5. You silly people, it doesn't stay at a high pH, okay? And then your stomach's going to actually try to neutralize that, all right, the high pH, okay? And it's not going to be good for your stomach. It's going to make your stomach think that it has to keep on making more and more acid. If you have acid reflux and you're drinking alkaline water, your poor tummy is working so hard to balance that out. Now, there is not enough scientific evidence to support drinking alkaline water as a treatment for any health problem, okay? Of course, I believe that there is some benefit to your body, but your body does great if you give it the right fuel and the right water. So help out your kidneys, help out your body. You don't really need that expensive alkaline water. It's going to change the minute it hits your stomach, and then your tummy's going to have to go cray-cray to fix that, right? Mayo Clinic even stated the research suggests that alkaline water is unlikely to significantly change your blood pH. If you don't want to be acidic, don't eat acidic food. Don't drink acidic drinks. Make yourself balanced. You can do it. We will all help you. So do you really need alkaline water? Maybe in some cases, instead of inorganic medications, right? It's your choice. So instead of taking the Tums and stuff for your tummy, maybe you should do a little shot of inorganic water to cut down on that acid in there. Like I said, it's your choice. I'm not trying to diagnose or get you off your meds, but talk to your doctor about it. If you lack stomach acid, now some people have too much, some people don't have very much, don't drink ionized water, okay? Like I said, it actually makes your body want to make more stomach acid. So you're trying to drink a higher pH water to help the stomach acid, your stomach and your body work harder. If you don't have enough acid in your stomach and you're drinking the wrong kind of water, your stomach is going to go crazy and make more acid in your stomach. It's a vicious cycle. And you're fighting your body for what? You know, your body's going to do whatever it can to help you survive and help you break down your foods for your body to be able to use. It just wants to be balanced. But drinking the wrong water is eventually going to negatively affect your body, your kidneys, and your heart. Not good. So again, you do need 8 to 10 glasses a day, depending on your body weight, on your environment, on your activities, on your circumstances, okay? A good, healthy, neutral, no additive, no toxins, no poisons, free of bacteria, free of viruses, free of environmental substances that can hurt you. That's the kind of water that you need to drink. Remember, you don't overdo it though. Our kidneys can only handle so much at a time. 0.8 to 1 liter per hour is max, okay? Men should only have about 15.5 cups of water a day, and women 11.5 cups. That's it, okay? Don't overdo it. Don't mess up your kidneys. Don't delete or decrease your sodium in your body by drinking too much water, okay? Watch my podcast over, take some more notes, okay? And next week, like I said several times, distilled water is coming up, okay? So let's talk about dairy. I know we have a whole podcast on it down there that lasts, 55 minutes, 58 minutes? Milk from a cow, especially if it's pasteurized, which most of them are, to kill bacteria, there's really nothing left. We cannot break those sugars down. We cannot break those proteins down in the milk. We do not have that enzyme in our system after childhood, okay? The proteins are way too heavy on our system. Children do not need cow's milk. They don't. Please watch that podcast. But they do need their good fluids. They do need their good fluids, okay? So people say, well, I won't drink that milk. I'll drink skim milk. Well, with skim milk, they actually took the fat out, okay? So that's really the only difference. It's still pasteurized. It's still dead. The thing is, if you take the fat out of the skim milk, you might not, and you don't drink too much of the fluid, you might not be able to absorb your fat-soluble vitamins, right? Your body needs those fat-soluble vitamins, A, D, E, and K, right? They're stored in the liver and the muscle and the extra subQ tissue. So if you only drink skim milk and maybe some other, just be careful because you might not be able to absorb those fat-soluble vitamins, okay? That's not good. Sweetened non-dairy milks, the sweeteners are artificial. They're not good. Just drink the plain nut milks. There's so many to choose from. There's cashew, there's almond, there's soy. I don't really like the soy. I didn't like the flavor. I like Blue Diamond almond milk. It's unsweetened. It's 30 calories. Love it. Love it. Coffee creamers, the little packets of coffee creamers, they have a whitening agent in there called titanium dioxide. That doesn't even sound right. It doesn't even sound good. They do use titanium dioxide in your sunblocks, and they're putting it in your coffee creamers. Not good. I also read that some of those actually have butane in them. What? Isn't butane for lighters? Be careful. And you can't even find what's on these because you can't read them, right? You're going to need your bifocals and a magnifying glass. Don't put anything that's processed in your food and drinks anymore. Milkshakes, guess what? That's a protein and a sugar. It's so hard for your body to break down the protein if you eat it with a sugar or drink it with a sugar. Together, it's not good. Like what I said before, steak and a baked potato, that's protein and a sugar. Steak and a glass of wine, well, milkshake is, ugh, what a burden. You know, the sugar slows the digestion down of any food. And each milkshake is between 800 to 1,000 calories or more. That's almost a whole day's worth of food, and you're just drinking it in a milkshake? No. Yoo-hoo drinks, chocolate drinks on the shelves, they are not the same as chocolate milk. If anything, it has to be refrigerated, okay? If you have to have that stuff. But it's not the same if it's a packet of stuff, right? Mostly water, high fructose corn syrup, and really unhealthy materials. It's a powder that you have to add stuff to. Plastic bottles, you got to be careful. What I found that if they're labeled with the numbers 1, 2, 4, and 5, they're okay. They're not supposed to be leaching in. The bad ones are 3, 6, and 7. So the bottles numbered with 3, 6, and 7 could indicate the presence of chemicals. Okay. They could also be leached into your water. So how long were they sitting there in the manufacturing warehouse and on the counters or on the shelves of the grocery store? Okay. If the bottles are labeled bio-based or greenway, they should not contain these poisons. Okay. So just think about it. Turn around and read it. Okay. There's anything can leach into your water with the container that it's in, and then it makes the water contaminated. Look up what contaminated water can do to your body systems. And I'm sure you already know, okay? Some of the waters, and they're trying to get rid of it, contain BPA. BPA is a hormone mimicking chemical, which is actually found now in most packaging. 93% of us carries traces of this chemical in our body, BPA. Okay, it was first made in around 1891 as a synthetic estrogen for women and a synthetic estrogen for animals. We women got this for the first half pretty much of the 20th century until they kind of linked it to cancers. But they used to give it to women for their menstruation to help their cycles, for menopause, all the side effects of menopause. They actually gave it to pregnant women for their nausea. Farmers used it to promote growth in their cattle. Okay. And then they kind of find out these cancer causing risks, and it was banned in the late 1950s. But this stuff works so good, commercial manufacturers started putting it into our plastics. And it can leach into our food, into our drinks. Remember the plastics that sit in the hot warehouses for a long amount of time and on the shelves for a long amount of time? Like I said, they're trying to get the BPA out of it, and there are bottles that are labeled BPA free, okay? But they have them in your dental sealants, food containers, electronics, in our safety equipment. They put BPA in our automobiles. They put BPA in our roads. I mean, we can find anything to use all this extra plastic, but is it still leaching in our air? Is it still leaching onto our bodies or in our bodies some way? You can still absorb it. Remember, you can inhale it. You can absorb it with your skin. Just look what else it can do to your body systems. But if it's going to make you mad like it did me, don't look it up. I promise it's not good for you. They are trying to get rid of hormones, putting those in animals, and they're trying to get rid of BPA, but they're actually using it for other things. Comment below. If you do use plastic bottles over and over again to kind of help the earth, just remember the whole bottle is not made of the same stuff, so reuse with caution, okay? If you go to the IBA website, www.bottledwater.org, they will actually give you guaranteed levels of contaminants that are actually below the FDA standards. And I'll put that in the link below too. If you want to look up, they'll give you information on bottled waters, on the bottles themselves, okay? Like I said, it's better if you use glass to drink out of, or stainless steel if you're not drinking alkaline water, okay? Please be careful if you're taking medication with alkaline water. Rewind that and look that again. It could make your medication stronger. Some people drink apple cider vinegar every single day. It really has negative side effects on your body, okay? They drink it to detox their body. They drink it to lose weight, to help reduce the acid in your stomach. It actually slows the absorption of potassium, and it actually does change the lining of your digestive system. It will eat up your esophagus. So dilute it if you're going to have it every single day, okay? If you want to make your body basic and help those things out, just drink warm lemon water in the morning. Like I told you guys before, I have a Myers lemon, an organic Myers lemon that I soaked in baking soda and vinegar for 15 minutes, washed it off, and I froze it. And now I squeeze my half a lemon and I grate the skin, the rind, everything. And that's my lemon water. And it makes my body basic. And it's a great way to start out the day, okay? Sometimes I do apple cider vinegar, but I put a lot of other stuff in that apple cider vinegar too. When my friends gave me a recipe, and there's jalapenos and blueberries and just all sorts of good stuff too. To drink, okay? So, and one of the doctors said that if you actually soak lemons in hot water for about 15 minutes before you squeeze them, you're going to get twice as much the amount of juice. I cannot wait for the summer to come, or it's actually here. I can't wait to start juicing some orange juices with lemon juice. Oh my goodness, that's going to be awesome. I'm definitely going to try that. So 15 minutes in hot water, you'll get twice the amount of juice in there. That's awesome. Some people think that they can drink rainwater. They're just going to save rainwater and they're going to drink it. It's toxic. There's pollution in it. There's contaminants in it. This beautiful natural water, okay? It's not pure anymore. Don't drink too much rainwater unless you absolutely need it. And also be careful of where you're getting that rainwater. What part of the country or the world are you in? Okay? It's not clean anymore. Okay? Sorry. The beautiful waters that we go to the spa for. Remember I said all the stuff on the side, those mineral pools, those hot pools that we go to? Each spa should be able to give you their list of minerals in their water, okay? And they will say, absolutely, you soaking it, you drinking it. I would not drink too much of it. You know why? Why is it? Because they're inorganic minerals and we cannot use them. You have to counteract it with the most natural water in the world, which is distilled water. But soaking it, absolutely, relax. You do absorb a little bit in your skin, but don't drink too much of that water. Please don't. The planet Earth is about 70% water. Our bodies are about 70% water. Plants are about 74% water. Remember, everything is an average. Isn't that awesome that we are so similar, that we are actually that connected? If you eat your plants, if you eat your vegetables and you eat your fruit every single day, mostly vegetables, 2 or 3 fruits a day, that's it, they can actually help meet the requirements of your 6 to 8 glasses a day, or 70% water that you're supposed to drink in a day. A banana has about 70, watermelons and tomatoes are about greater than 90%, apples are 80%, lettuce is 95%. I think cucumbers and celery are 95, 97% water. Absolutely. You don't have to drink your 8 to 10 glasses if you eat your fresh fruits and vegetables, okay? Make sure that you wash your body from the inside out and the outside in with a good water. So just drinking your 6 to 10 glasses of water a day is not going to clean out your body. It might grab some things on the way out, but it's not going to brush your body out. The fiber does that from our fresh fruits and vegetables. Plain water is not going to help unclog your digestive system and your blood vessels, okay? Because water doesn't carry enzymes and the elements that we need, that we actually get from our fresh fruits and vegetables. You get the enzymes and the fresh water from the fresh fruits and vegetables. That's what cleans out your system. That's what detoxifies your system. So you have to eat all your natural stuff too, okay? And most, if not all, the nutritional requirements that the human body needs to live and to survive, our vitamins, our proteins, our amino acids, enzymes, our minerals, carbohydrates, our fats, fatty acids, they are all found in fresh fruits and vegetables, okay? And the water from these fresh fruits and vegetables can help all that nutrition to be absorbed into our tissues and into our cells, so we can run around the block, so we can play with our grandkids, so we can have a great life, so our skin looks great, okay? You have to do it for the inside out and the outside in. If you eat concentrated foods, remember I said concentrated foods are processed and most of the water is taken away. You're not going to get all the enzymes and the good stuff from processed foods. Not good. Concentrated processed foods are grains, dairies, breads, some legumes. Remember how they're dehydrated? You have to rehydrate them before you cook the legumes. Vegetables, fruit, right? So is your meal approximately 70% a high watered nutrient, which means a plant? If not, you better think again. Should I do a whole podcast just on vegetables? I don't think so. Everybody knows about vegetables, okay? You can only live without water for about 72 hours. They say 4 or 5 days, but 72 hours, 3 days, if you don't have any kind of water at all, your body kind of goes comatose. That's not good. Dr. Batmanellis stated, pure water is the cheapest form of medicine to the hydrated body. Absolutely it is. Pure water is the cheapest form of medicine. I drink a little bit of coconut water, like I said before, okay? And I make my really own water mixes, add whatever fresh fruits and vegetables are in season, okay? I do squeeze my own juices if I can, okay? I don't make my own teas, but I drink a lot of teas, and I always try for the organic teas, okay? The main thing is just be careful of what you add in to make your tea milky and sweet, okay? It has to be good for you. And then I always drink now a lot of my best water that I found, which is distilled water. I wish I would have known this information sooner. And I'm so sorry that I didn't do that podcast first, but I thought it was so important to get out dairy and protein, since that's what people would usually roll their eyes and argue with me about with the most. Now you guys are going to argue about distilled water. So don't. You can't. It doesn't matter. I've already looked it all up, okay? I do drink Axio actually once a day with 12 ounces of water, and that's actually from my company, from LifeVantage. It has B vitamins, quercetin, pine bark extract, and some other nutrients. And I drink one of those once a day too. And I do have a glass of wine on occasion, and I love tequila, just the perfect amount and the right amount of times. And you think that I would drink a lot of tequila by the way I talk about it, but I do not. I do not. I just talk like I do. But it's a clear liquid. You can see right through it. You get the silver tequila or the glass of Chardonnay. It's a clear liquid. Only at the right times, not all the time. Only the truest form of water with no minerals, no added compounds is distilled water, okay? This water has been boiled And then the vapor, which goes out the top, takes out almost all the impurities, including bacteria and viruses, okay? Next week, I'm going to talk about why distilled water is so great for you. And then in a couple weeks, I'll talk about actually how they make distilled water and which filtration systems are better, because I'm still researching that too for what to get into my house also. So what's in your cup? What's in your cup right now? And how much have you had to drink today? It's up to you to be healthy. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Cheers to you. Remember, love, like, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for listening. I will talk to you guys next week. And you have a great Memorial weekend. You guys be safe, because I want to talk to you next week. I love you. This is Chatty Cathy signing out. Mwah. Bye.